Let me ask you a question which has grabbed a lot of Americans personally. The Terry Schiavo case. Again, it was a question whether the United States, the U.S. Congress should have intervened and passed a law to advise the appellate court whether to act or not in this case. The district court was. Terry Schiavo, should Congress have acted or let the family make the decision? The husband.
I think we should generally make the family make a decision of this nature.
The husband should have decided.
Generally, we should make that decision. In the case here, the courts decided that what they thought was the right thing to do. And then I think Jeb Bush and the Florida legislature did the right thing by saying, we got a concern. They looked over the shoulder of the court. But I think the decision of Congress to get involved was a mistake. Okay. I think the Congress's job is to make sure that laws are respecting the sanctity of life. But to actually adjudicate a case like this, better done at the state level by the governor, the
Senator Brownback,
and the court.
Should Congress have gotten involved in that personal case?
Yes, it should have, and it gave her the right and the family the right to take that appeal to the court. That's what the Congress did. And her life is sacred. Even if it's in that difficult moment that she's in at that point in time, that life is sacred, and we should stand for life in all its circumstances.
Senator McCain, was Congress right in intervening in that case?
It was a very difficult issue. All of us were deeply moved by the pictures and the depiction of this terrible, tragic case. In retrospect, we should have taken some more time, looked at it more carefully, and probably we acted too hastily.
Mayor Giuliani, was that a good thing for Congress to do, to get involved that weekend?
The family was in dispute. That's what we have courts for. And the better place to decide that in a much more, I think in a much fairer and even in a deeper way is in front of a court.
I want to ask a question almost as much fun. I want to get to the next question. I'm sorry, because you can expand on your thought as part of this answer. I asked about raising taxes. It was almost like the Reagan round here. Everybody wanted to do that. I'm sure he was listening to that good thought. But let me ask you about something else that might be a negative in the upcoming campaign. Seriously, would it be good for America to have Bill Clinton back living in the White House?
You have got to be kidding.
No, I'm not. His wife's running. Have you heard?
The only thing I can think of to be as bad as that would be to have the gang of three running the war on terror. Pelosi, Reid, and Hillary Clinton. So I have to be honest with you, I think it would be an awful thing.
Senator Brownback,
for a lot of reasons.
I think it'd be bad because it would mean that Hillary Clinton would be elected, not because of who she is, but because of the policies that she stands for, of raising taxes, of not standing up for life or marriage. I mean, those are what would be bad
Governor
for the country.
Bill Clinton back in the White House.
You know, no, because that would mean that Hillary Clinton would be president of the United States. And where you have been is where you're going to go. And Hillary Clinton tried to socialize medicine in this country. A very bad idea. You need to keep that in the private sector. And yet she said in their own...
we have a Razorback ready to talk here. Razorback from Arkansas. Should the Clintons come back to the White House, especially Big Bill?
No one on this stage probably knows Hillary Clinton better than I do, and I will tell you that it's probably not a good idea to have either of them in the White House.
Congressman, Bill Clinton back home.
You know, Bill Clinton cut the U.S. Army by almost 50% in this war against terror. He's a wrong guy to have in there. And incidentally, on the Schiavo case, you know, Ronald Reagan said on the question of life, when there's a question, err on the side of life. I think Congress did the right thing.
Governor, should Bill Clinton be back in the White House? It's good for America. I mean, it is a possibility here.
A bad possibility. No national ID, and the Terry Schiavo case should be left up to the states. And Bill Clinton should not be in the White House, and we certainly should not elect any Democrat to the White House. One of us here should be the next president.
Good cleanup hitting there. Senator.
No, because it obviously would mean that Senator Clinton is the President of the United States, and we don't want that. Most importantly, it would mean that the appointment of Supreme Court justices and other judges would take a very sharp turn to the left. One of our greatest problems in America today is justices that legislate from the bench, activist judges. I'm proud that we have Justice Alito and Roberts on the United States Supreme Court. I'm very proud to have played a very small role in making that happen.
I am known for sticking to principle and not flip-flopping. I voted to impeach him, so heartily do I want him back in the White House.
Mayor Giuliani.
It would mean that we were back on defense against terrorism, given Senator Clinton's recent positions. And the reality is, in the 1990s, we were on defense in dealing with Islamic fundamentalist terrorism. When you had this debate last week, and all the Democrats were up here. I never remember the words Islamic fundamentalist terrorism being spoken by any of them. I heard it a lot tonight.
Mr. Tancredo, last thought.
I know that he is presently measuring the drapes over in the Oval Office, but no, it's a lousy idea.
You really think he's measuring the drapes, huh?